wave of anger floods the chamber of representatives of different countries. Disgusting names, swear words, and slurs are flung at the Irish ambassador, Aaron O'Reilly. But the man and his colleagues, cross-armed, are unfazed by all of the verbal abuse. The UN Security Council calls for order. Slowly but surely, silence falls in the chamber.
Now, Mr. O'Reilly, your country has a lot to explain. What in the world was your leader, Prime Minister Jonathan Zanoff, thinking to make a decision like that?
The furious ambassador to Academy City, Ayano Ishimoto, stands up from her seat.
Those are innocent children that your country are attacking, you heartless monster! I would argue that those innocent children had their powers abused by the previous administration. So who's the real monster in this instance, huh?
Once again, a rain of boos and roars of disapproval showers on the man for his words.
Mr. O'Reilly, this is unacceptable. Ireland shall and will not get off scot-free for this. Not to mention that my country is flung into a war because of your horrendous followers. How about you don't poison the people's minds who don't want to suffocate, you filthy communist?
In a fit of rage, Ambassador Minkov stands from his seat.
Montesquieu, I've had it with this Repicon!
Both Celtic Irish and Soviet ambassadors stands up and rolls up their sleeves, ready to start brawling. Their colleagues gets up and restrains them. Other representatives calls for the man's resignation. The president of the UN, Stevenson, bangs his gavel.
Enough, both of you!
The two men finally calms down and returns to their seats.
We have enough issues already and we do not need to make them worse. Now, Mr. O'Reilly, are you condemning your country's actions?
My immediate answer is no.
See? The fool doesn't want to take responsibilities for his country. He's irrational. Mr. O'Reilly, I'm afraid I have no other choice, but wait! I would like to express something on behalf of my colleagues.
Ambassador Thoe, can it wait, please? All right, you may speak. Though stands up from his seat, pointing his hands behind his back. While it was unexpected and despicable for the Celtic Republic of Ireland to enact such actions, I will have to intervene to say their actions are completely justified. Confusion suddenly becomes everyone's emotions. Could you elaborate, please? Don't you get it? Why do you think our world was sprung into a world war? Because of Academy City's greed of keeping their technology to itself, causing Russia to react. And why is that? Because it was at the fault of the previous regime that was only there to fulfill one's massive vision of a perfect world. And look at how that turned out, huh? Mr. Stoic, what has gotten into you? Nothing at all, sir. But I believe the Celtic ambassador has something to say. O'Reilly stands back up. Ladies and gentlemen of the United Nations, on behalf of my country, I'm announcing the creation of a new organization. No, a union. The Celtic Republic, Cornwall, Wales, the Shetland Islands, Galicia, Asturias, Guernsey, Jersey, and Brittany have pledged their allegiance and joined the Union. Scotland has yet to make their decision. Hold on. Those areas in Western Europe are... But that's not all. In addition for the unification, there are others who pledge to join the Union. Mr. Thoe, if you please. He sits and Thoe clears his throat. This union will be a country. And, on behalf of mine, the Kingdom of Norway announces its exit from NATO and the entry into this new country. Denmark has done the same. The rest of Scandinavia will be joining us under the Celtic-Scandinavian Treaty. That is all. The ambassadors and representatives of Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Iceland stand up from their seats. In unison, they exclaim, "Hail to our Lord Baggin!" The other member states of the UN falls into silence. Whatever happens next is anyone's guess. Mikoto Misaka's hearing is all muffled. She hears something, but she cannot make out what it is. She carefully opens her eyes. Her vision is blurry. She closes and reopens them. Her hearing improves.
Come on! Misaka! Misaka!
The muffled voices are turning into sounds that she is familiar with. Ah, she's coming back. Her vision improves and familiar shapes takes hold. Oh, thank goodness. Misaka, can you hear us? Kroko? Miss Kanzaki? We thought we lost you for a second there. What the hell happened? Well, it's hard to explain. Misaka, laying on her back, lifts up her upper body. She suddenly winces out of pain. Relax, relax. She carefully holds her back, slowly lifting her up. Mikoto feels agonizing pain in her upper left leg. She looks, spotting a pipe lodged into it. We know. I'll try to remove it, but you got to stay still. Okay. Kaori carefully grabs the pipe with both of her hands. Misaka takes in deep breaths and prepares herself. Okay, here goes. 1, 2,
3!
She quickly pulls it out of the leg. Misaka makes a blood-curdling scream at the top of her lungs. She tightly holds Shirai's hand. Kenzaki rips a piece of her cloth off and is about to wrap the wound when she stops. What the? Misaka's blood disappears. Her skin regenerates, and her pain fades away. How did you do that? I don't know. Wait, your wounds are healed too. The two looks at each other, and the level 5 is right. Both Shirai and Kenzaki's wounds, while healed, left nothing behind but a scar on the side of their faces. What kind of syringe did Euclides inject into us? Honestly, knowing Sensei, he would only know about that. Come on. She and Shirai carefully holds Misaka's arms, lifting her up to her feet. Dusting themselves off, they look all around them. Holy shit. New light rises from the ground. The Catholic battle nuns, the saints, the Amaxa, and the fighting espers, bruised and beaten up, pick themselves up from the ground. And they too look in multiple directions. Fresh corpses, blood, guts, and many others are scattered all over with no one in sight. Then there's a smell in the air. Most of everyone covers their noses. The smell is the scent of rotting and burning flesh. Their eyes veers towards a cloud. A massive cloud, reminiscent of a nuclear mushroom, rises up to the nightly sky. Something drips from Misaka's hands. She lifts them up and stares at her palms. Blood flows from the palms to the ground. The words of Euclides rushes into her thoughts. Because of all of your actions, including yours, this is the result of our efforts. Death, destruction, and a never-ending feeling of fear and dread. The sudden bellow of Godzilla III gets her and the girl's attention. His faintly glowing dorsal fins rises from the ashes, and his whole body is revealed. He takes in heavy deep breaths and shakes his head. The broken, destroyed wings rises 200 yards away from him. The sight of both Raygon and Misora rising to their feet gets everyone's attention. Most of School District 7 is utterly devastated. Once more, it is very shocking to see both beasts still able to fight. The wounds and burning scars on Godzilla's body heals. His eyeball regrows and he exhales heavily. Bagon's right hand glows white. He places it on its face. Its open eye socket slowly heals. Both kaiju looks at each other eye to eye. Both have gave everything at each other, and it does not seem to have worked. Raygon loses control of his stance, but regains it. He hunches over, exhaling very heavily even more. The toll of traveling halfway across the world, battling against humans, Misaka, and Misora has finally caught up with him. He steadily lifts his upper body, still willing to continue his fight, regardless of exhaustion. Misaka's eyes widens. He's just like him. Damn it. He can't go on for much longer. Misora closes its eyes and sighs out of pity. It folds its wings. Its body lifts up from the ground and levitates in the air. It opens its right hand. It dashes towards its enemy, grabbing him by his neck. Bagon lifts up into the sky, bringing Godzilla along with it. All of the espers and sorcerers looks towards the ascending kaiju as they continue to go higher and higher. Oh no, 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 no. No, not like this. The kaiju stops 10,000 meters up in the air. Bagon looks at Godzilla, struggling and looking back at it defiantly. Energy builds on the infamous dragon's chest. It roars at him, telling him that it is over. It releases its grip from Raygon's neck. The energy ball, the great plasma attack, shoots from his chest onto him, pushing him down.
No!
The espers, sorcerers, European crusaders, and military personnel looks on in horror as they hear Godzilla's painful, agonizing roar as he falls back down to earth at a rapid rate.
Take cover!
The girls and Saint gets the cover and waits. Those closer gets far away as possible. Godzilla crashes on the ground.
His dorsal fin shatters on contact. The great plasma attack erupts, swallowing him and the surrounding area. The shockwave hits on those who are in cover. The inward rush of air comes back, hitting them from behind. They hold very tightly not to get brushed away. The rush of wind slowly fades. Everyone peeks their heads out from cover. A massive mushroom cloud rises up into the air. A grave and horrifying sight for all to see, but a delightful sight for the Celtic Crusaders. Baggin descends from the sky down to ground level. It clears the smoke, revealing the fallen kaiju. Godzilla is not moving. His dorsal fins are gone, and flame sits on where they used to be, leaving a smoke trail in the process. Missouri lifts his foot and nudges him. It puffs smoke from his nostrils and plants its foot on the side of his body. It lifts his head, roaring triumphantly into the night sky. Close by and far away, the Celtic Crusaders cheers in jubilee, knowing what they call the demon is dead. Everyone else are feeling the opposite. Frustration, anger, disappointment, fear, and most of all, dread rains down on all who have put hopes in Godzilla destroying Baggin. Shirai and Kenzaki collapses to their knees, devastated from what they had just witnessed. Baggin sniffs the air, then turns to his left. It catches a scent, the scent of the English nun. It follows the scent to find the girl. Montgomery and Otonis notices this and goes into hiding with Satin, Uehiro, and Kutseba following them. Misaka clenches her fist and lowers her head, covering her eyes with her bangs. We tried everything. Our last chance of killing Baggin just went up in smoke. Shirai looks to her. Can't you do anything? I can only do so much against it, but it will be useless. So, you mean we're... She places her hands on her face. There has to be something. Anything at this point. A sudden realization dawns on her. Godzilla's electrified hands that he stole from her were used against Baggin, and it had a massive effect on it. And he was able to take off a piece of armor from its chest as its hands were still covered in bolts. Mikoto looks at her hands. She generates bolts. She stares ahead at the blue flames and rising smoke. I know what to do. Both Shirai and Kenzaki looks to her. I know how to defeat Baggin. They stand up. Wait, Misaka, you do? The level 5 nods her head and looks directly at the saint. Hey, can you give us some time? What are you planning on doing? To give something to Godzilla that'll help him out. Kaori can tell, based on Mikoto's expression, that she is very serious in what she is saying. She nods her head. Alright, I'll buy you some time. I have to protect my friend from that beast anyway. Go! Go! She runs away from the girls, picks up her Seven Heavens sword, and jumps up into the air. Shirai confusingly looks at Misaka. You're not seriously going to... Before she can continue, the railgun starts running forward. Wait! She follows her, and the girls make their way down the street. But in order for this to work, I need more than what I have. Which means... She digs into her pocket and takes out her phone. She flips it open and looks at the screen. It's a little damaged, but it still works. It. She dials a number and puts the device near her ear. The dial tone continues to ring. Come on, pick up the phone! Someone finally answers the call. Hey, it's me. Are you okay? Okay, good. Listen, where are you now? Oh, perfect. Wait, what do you mean there are... never mind. Listen, I need your help. No, I need all of your help. All of you. Alright, I need you to head to where Godzilla landed. Kuroko and I will meet you there. It's okay. I think she has an idea of you once I tell her. Kuroko, rightfully so, becomes dumbfounded. Alright, see you there. The call ends, and Misaka puts the phone back in her pocket. Hey, do you mind telling me who that was? Hey, what was that all about, huh? Misaka suddenly stumps in her tracks. So does Shirai. Listen, do you still remember Musajime? Yeah, why? She may have told you some things that you probably didn't believe at first. Turns out, she wasn't wrong. The second encounter in the empty dining room she remembers vividly, but she does remember what she had told her. I'll explain more once we get to him. Just don't get the wrong idea. Now, come on. She runs forward, grabbing her best friend's hand, and the two teleports away, reaching up to 200 meters in the air. They look all around them. The city, where they learned in,
hung out, and lived in for many years, is now a shell of what it used to be. Their attention turns back to the rising smoke, and they continue onwards. 9:20 p.m. The Amaxa, New Light, the Catholic battle nuns, and the Knight Leader Marshal are staring up at Godzilla, laying on his stomach. They can faintly hear him grumble from the overwhelming pain he is feeling.
Ah, this is f***ing bullshit!
This is our last hope. There's nothing else that we got. Raygun opens his left eye. He slowly moves it down and stops. Misaka and Shirai appears in front of the sorcerers. They immediately look to his back. The flame sits on top of it where the dorsal fins used to be. Why is his back like that? His fins are the only things that keeps his energy in check. Without them, he won't be able to keep it in check. Shirai turns around and looks towards the sorcerers and Saint. Isn't there something you can do? We tried, but unfortunately it didn't work. I guess our magic doesn't have an effect on him. Mikoto turns to her. He was able to absorb my electricity during our fight in Shinagawa. Oh, you're right. He did. And he was able to control it with no trouble. Misaka, what are you saying? Godzilla has an energy bubble stretching up to over 32 kilometers. Ueharu said that it has different and similar properties to an AIM diffusion field. And Euclides said that he and the other Atlanteans created the first. Did the first have the same energy field as the current one does? I did overhear that he and the Black Death have mana in their blood. Not our mana, but theirs from their home dimension, which explains why our magic didn't have any effect on them. A realization dawns on everyone. Godzilla's energy source is mana! Hold on. We noticed that you two were more powerful than usual, and so was our priestess. Shirai remembers once again what Euclides told her in the hospital 3 days ago. Wait, I just realized something. What if the syringe that Euclides injected us with has mana inside of it? That would explain why my electricity felt more powerful than before, and why you can teleport much faster than ever. And that would explain the after images. Misaka turns her attention to Godzilla, who is staring down at her. So, whenever we are very close to him, his energy field amplifies our abilities and magic? I guess so. With no side effects like an AIM burst. I guess you're right. So, you wanted to explain something to me. What is it? I'm giving him my electricity. The kaiju lightly bellows hearing her say that. Wait, hold on. You have enough to do that? The problem is that it's like a nuclear reactor. But worse. I don't know how much I should give him. So, that's why I asked for help. From who? From us, inputs Misaka, approaching Big Sister and her friend. Shirai and the sorceress looks behind them, but Misaka looks down. Godzilla's left eye lifts up. What the? A girl, similar in height, Tokipodai school attire, looks and height to Misaka, and with a pair of military goggles on her head, walks past the sorceress. She stops in front of the level 4 and 5 as her gray and black eyes pierce to the former. It is nice to meet you. I am 10032, says Misaka, introducing herself to the stunned, perplexed girl. Am I seeing this right? There's 2 of them? Wait, why is she speaking in third person? Honestly, it's beyond me. 10032 looks to Godzilla staring down at her. This is the closest that Misaka has ever gotten to this kaiju. Frankly, she is very terrified, and his breathing is making her bones rattle. Misaka hopes that Big Sister doesn't make her go through this again, says Misaka. Mikoto herself turns to her. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Then Misaka is very disappointed. It's kind of hard to tell. Wait, this is the help that you called for? Indeed, answers Misaka, approaching from behind. The group looks off to the left. Another clone, or sister, walks up to them. Another approaches behind her, followed by 5 more. The numbers grows to over 50, to 100, to over 700, and eventually too many to count. All of the clones of Mikoto Misaka surrounds Godzilla, of whom is a bit concerned, while the sorceress and Shirai are shocked and in awe. I always knew Alistair was up to no good, but cloning? This is a bit much. How many of you are there? Approximately, the exact number is 9,970, answers Misaka. And all of them are not level 5s. The highest they can go is level 3. It will be a nightmare if that were the case. Wait, hold on. I get that you want to help, but what's with this sudden change of heart? Even after everything that he has done to you?
Because he reminded me of Kamijo, alright?
Misaka's sudden response catches the teleporter off guard, and even skipping a heartbeat. And the fact that the girl herself realized what she just said causes her to blush a little. It was the way that he fights back and that made me remember what happened in the rail yard a few months back. Back then, I thought I couldn't give Kamajo a happy ending like he wanted. But I was able to do that. Here, her head lifts and she stares into Godzilla's eye. I guess those feelings are somewhat repeated, but much bigger. I'm not doing this as an apology, but it'll be something that'll help him out. Godzilla's low grumble signals to her that she is allowed to do what she is about to do. Makoto extends her hand out. 10032 holds it with her left. All of the Misaka sisters joins hands. A calming breeze brushes across. 12887 on the opposite side generates bolts from her body without moving a muscle. The bolts travels into two, exchanging to the two clones next to her. The strings of bolts travels through the Misakas, forming a ring of lightning. All the while, each of them puts more of their power into the trails. Growing stronger and stronger, they finally reach the real Makoto Misaka at its strongest. 10032 and 10035 lets go of her hands, and they back away from the original. The sorceress and Shirai steps back a few steps. All of the electricity transferred into Makoto's body is a bit overwhelming, but she is able to control it with no difficulty. Her clothing slightly lifts up and down. Her hair rises up. Rocks and rubble shakes and lifts upwards. Her body begins to elevate. She ascends upwards into the air as rings of bolts surrounds her body. Her eyes opens, revealing the bright white light covering them. Her pupils locks with Raygon. She hears another low rumble from him. She turns her attention to his back. The flames are still raging. But then, she spots a single jagged dorsal fin that has not been destroyed. She lifts her right arm and aims at it. A blast of electricity fires from the palm of her hand. It hits dead on with the dorsal fin. Godzilla's body strains from the pain. The humans and clones can only stand and hope. Inside of a great black void, the 14-year-old curls herself up, burying her face in her legs. Why am I doing this? The memories of the previous 5 days comes to her mind. All I ever wanted was to get away from all of the chaos that happened for the past 9 months. I get that this world isn't dull, but the sight of Godzilla walking in a typhoon on Okinawa is a frightening one. Her firing her railgun directly at his face, but moments later of him firing his atomic breath at ACDF and JSDF soldiers was unexpected, and the feeling of fear from the same kaiju that nearly killed her is something that she will never forget as long as she lives. Even after everything that happened, the death of her grandparents floods her mind. I still don't get it. Listen, there's something I want to tell you. Her grandfather's voice grabs her attention. She stands to her feet and turns around. She spots herself inside of Akira's personal study and the old veteran talking to her past self. You are the third ranked level 5, but that doesn't mean you have to constantly throw yourself into danger. I get that you want to protect those around you, but there comes a risk when you do that. And after everything in the past 6 months, especially with that boy, you should be more careful. Grandpa. What I'm trying to say is, don't go up against forces that you know you can't defeat. And if you get dragged into a personal hell, find a way to get out of it. She finally realizes it. She is stuck in a hell that she dragged herself into. A hell that is impossible to defeat. I get it now. She turns to her left, spotting the memory of seeing Kamajo walking out from the corner of Seven Mist. Her heart rapidly beats. The feeling that she had in October has returned. She knew then how she felt, and still feels for the boy, but has not spoken up. She turns her body again, seeing herself shooting electricity into the dorsal fin. Her face turns serious and determined. Her left fist clenches. I'm so sorry, Grandpa. I should have listened more carefully. She raises her right arm out. It's time that I get myself out of this hell. And it's time that I stop hiding what I feel. For you. I never got the chance to say this, but thank you for everything. You and Grandma. I'll make you proud. And as for you, Godzilla, like I said, this'll be something to help you out. So once you get back on your feet, Go kick that kaiju's ass. The light fades. The electric blast suddenly stops. The rings around Makoto disappears. The girl herself slowly falls to the ground. Shirai appears, grabbing onto her, and teleports to the ground with her. The sorceress rushes over to the fallen and exhausted level 5. Are you okay? Yeah. It's done. How long will this take? The estimated timetable is T-minus 7 minutes, answers Misaka. Good. Makoto slowly stands to her feet. She looks into Kuroko's eyes. Kuroko? We need to find Kamiju and Eurycles. Why? We can help them out. We'll stay here until the big guy gets back on his feet. The two espers turns and rapidly teleports in the air. As they fly at 100 meters in the air, Kuroko looks at Makoto. How much electricity do you have? Just enough. All we have to do is find them. Misaka? Be honest with me. What do you think of Toma Kamicho? From what you said back there, what does he mean to you? The same question that the level 4 asked 2 days ago. Misaka looks ahead and smiles. I couldn't give you a real answer, but I guess I should come clean. I'm in love with him. I've been in love with him since the day he saved me. I've only realized that feeling 3 months ago. I'm sorry I didn't say it sooner. I was so scared of how you would react. It's okay. Makoto becomes shocked by her response. I get it. It was pretty obvious when I started hanging out with him. I guess I should have been a better friend. At the exact same moment, the girls feels overwhelming relief. Then, their faces turn back serious. Let's go save that dumbass.